Am I mistaken?
Yes.
Objection. Mr. Shapiro going to take the stand?
Yes. I mean, it's a court record.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the top 10 celebrity court moments. Let's get right into it. Starting off with the time Pharrell Williams refused to teach music. He seems so unbothered with this case.
Interpretation.
Does Blurred Lines use a blues chord structure?
No.
What are the chords in a 12-bar blues?
I'm not here to teach you music.
Yeah, please answer my question.
I'm not here to teach you music.
You're going to have to answer my question, sir.
I'm not a teacher.
So is the answer that you don't know? Is the answer you don't know?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay. Have you studied, but you have not received any college formal education with respect to music, correct?
No, sir.
Okay. Can you read musical notation?
Mm-hmm.
You can?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes? You have to answer verbally.
Yes, sir.
Now for all the times Amber Heard was involved with the words hearsay, you'd think she'd learn after a few times, right?
That you did move in with him.
Objection leading. Your Honor, I'm going to object on hearsay.
He's my co-star.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay. Objection, hearsay. Her communications are hearsay.
I tried to say that it was fine.
Objection, hearsay.
I found out that he was in a hotel room with Paul Bettany.
Objection, hearsay.
Did you have with Lily Rose without saying anything she said?
Objection, hearsay. Objection leading.
If we approach and then your kid's in the car on the street, you
Objection,
need to move
hearsay. That calls for hearsay, Your Honor.
When he finished filming, the plan was to do
Objection, Your Honor,
detox.
hearsay. Objection, form.
Now for the time Tupac was at Snoop Dogg's trial.
It doesn't matter if you mainstream, hardcore rap, or R&B. It doesn't matter what. We can all be in the same position at any given time. And they show it to us at every instance. They show you that they will snatch you up out of your career, out of your good life, and put you on court and make you fight for your life.
I'm going to the studio to make Bob Dole mad. I'm finna go make Bob, I'm finna make you real mad right now. You with Dolores Tucker. I'm finna make a hit for y'all right now called We Love Snoop.
Coming up, we have the time Johnny Depp had to repeat himself multiple times.
Did I read that right?
You certainly did, yes, sir.
Did I read that right?
You certainly did, yes, sir.
And you wrote that about the... Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
Did I read that right?
You did.
Did I read that right?
You did.
Did I read that right?
You did, sir.
Did I read that right?
You continue to read them right, yes.
And you were drinking pretty heavily.
Were you there?
That's my question to you, sir.
No, I wasn't drinking that heavily.
We can, let's turn to the UK
It's
116,
definition,
please.
what you define as heavily, sir.
You poured yourself a mega pint of red wine, correct?
A mega pint.
Yeah.
I poured myself a large glass of wine.
Right.
I thought it necessary.
Right. We're going to fast forward in time a little bit, Mr. Depp.
Next up, we have the time Robin Thicke openly admitted to being high and drunk multiple times.
Do you make it a habit of being dishonest when you give interviews?
When I give interviews, I tell whatever I want to say to help sell records. With all due respect, I was high and drunk every time I did an interview last year.
And Mr. Thicke, I do have to ask you, when you did the interview that we just played from VH1, were you drunk and on Vicodin?
I didn't do a single interview last year without being high on both.
Okay. So the answer to my question is yes.
Yes.
Were you drunk and on Vicodin when you did the Oprah show?
Yes.
Do you consider yourself an honest person?
No. I didn't even use the Marvin Gaye thing until everyone started saying to me, hey, it's reminiscent of the Marvin.
Let's not forget the time Amber Heard's team tried to make up a lie about Johnny Depp after her fecal incident came up in the news.
And then you went in the house and saw Mr. Depp in the foyer, correct?
Yes, correct.
And Mr. Depp was trying to urinate in the foyer, wasn't he?
No.
Mr. Depp had his penis out of his pants, didn't he?
I think I would remember
Relevance.
seeing Mr. Depp penis.
I'll allow. Next question.
And you were trying to get Mr. Depp out of the house, correct?
Correct, I was trying to get Mr. Depp out of the house, yes.
And Mr. Depp was refusing to leave the house, was he not?
Not so much refusing he just wanted 2 minutes to say his piece.
Remember the time Paris Hilton and her boyfriend got confronted by one of her stalkers outside of court? Well, here's that.
Go ahead.
Paris, any nerves about seeing him again?
The attack happened quickly in front of the Van Nuys courthouse. Again in slow motion, you can see a man grab the neck of Paris Hilton's boyfriend, Cy Waits. Hilton's bodyguard then takes him to the ground.
Who is that, Paris? My God, that's another intruder who came to my house on a bike. He attacked my security at my house.
Hey, deputy. If you've watched the O.J. Simpson trial, then you must remember this funny moment.
The incidents that you're relating to now in April of 1992 took place during the time that the divorce was pending, which was filed in about February. Is that correct?
I believe the divorce was final at that time.
In 92?
Am I mistaken?
Yes.
Objection. Mr. Shapiro going to take the stand?
Yes. I mean, it's a court record. Do you know that there may be some people who prefer not to park nice cars under trees that have a propensity to shed?
No, those are jacaranda trees.
Well, we're getting a great lesson in trees here today.
The jacaranda trees are actually in front of my house.
Well, if somebody didn't know the difference between those trees, and somebody took great care in their car, do you think they might have a little bit of anxiety about parking there? Thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Ms. Bell, thank you very much for coming in. Please
Your
don't
Honor.
discuss your testimony with anybody
No, I
else
won't.
except to the lawyers until the end of the case. All right,
Yes, sir.
thank you very much, ma'am.
Good day.
And now for the time Lindsay Lohan received her court sentence for her DUIs. She really got emotional. What did she expect, though?
30 days in jail on the reckless driving case, 30 days in jail on the first DUI case consecutive, and 30 days in jail on the second DUI case consecutive. That's 90 days in jail. The court is also going to order Dr. Sharma, or appoint Dr. Sharma and Malinak, Kajal Sharma and Hyde Malinak, to interview the defendant, because within 2 days of her release from jail, she's ordered to report to probation, and she's ordered to do a 90-day inpatient substance abuse program. And I want Dr. Sharma and Malinak to indicate to the court and write a report to the program, as to probation, as to the type of program that would best benefit her. I also want the doctor to interview her and determine if drinking alcohol and the prescription drug medications she's taking will cause her injury and compromise her health and safety.
Next up, we had the time Katy Perry went to court against nuns, and one of them sadly passed away during the court hearing. Here's the story.
Katy Perry said she was going to close it. It was going to be her home.
That's Sister Catherine Rose explaining why she wanted to block the sale of her former convent to pop star Katy Perry. Rose collapsed and died in court today during a hearing involving the ongoing battle to prevent Perry from taking over the property. Late this evening, Archbishop Jose Gomez released a statement that reads in part, Sister Catherine Rose Holtzman, IHM, Immaculate Heart of Mary, passed away suddenly at the age of 89. Sister Catherine Rose served the church with dedication and love for many years, and today we remember her life with gratitude. Sister Rose and her fellow nuns who bought the property back in the 1970s from philanthropist Daniel Donahue wanted to sell the sprawling compound to restaurateur Dana Hollister, but a judge ruled against the sisters, siding with the archdiocese, who agreed to sell the property to Perry.
Dana was going to keep it open to the public, which Donahue wanted, and she would make a hotel.
Not only did Dana Hollister lose her bid for the property, a judge slapped her with millions of dollars in punitive damages for interfering.
That's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching, and we hope to catch you next time right here on Talk Center.